What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Awakening World. I'm Love Coach Scott Thomas, and I'm really excited about tonight's show. You know, we've been doing this show or a variation of it for 5.5 years. And during that time, we've had a chance to become friends and allies with some extraordinary people. It really is, at this incredible time in human history, so many beings are coming together and collaborating. And there's nobody that has been more significant in kind of our colleagueship than my co-host for the night, John Raymer. And John is tireless, absolutely amazing in all that he does, as he's grabbing us all and putting us in the magic canoe, which you see behind him. And behind every great John Raymer, there needs to be a Summer Raymer. And I just want to acknowledge John's amazing life and muse and inspiration. It's a really beautiful show tonight. We're going to be learning about a big event that took place in New York, which was part of a global synchronized series of events that happened. Many of you watched, remember back on September 27th, when we came to you live from San Francisco from Grace Cathedral. Well, at the same time we were doing that, John and Summer and some of the people are going to see today, we're doing something very special in New York. And it's all part of an extraordinary one world movement. And so to tell us a little bit more and to introduce some of our guests, I'm going to turn it over to John.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much for everything that you bring to life at this time. And it's perfect that they introduce you and I together, Summer, because it is an incredible expression of our relationship and partnership. And the way we've embraced the wisdom of Patricia and Phil and Dwayne, the indigenous world, and we're living the loving way as a way of life. That healthy, helping, feminine, masculine. It's just the truth is it wouldn't have ever happened. And it wasn't just what happened in Central Park. We've all been a part of this story for a long, long time. Maybe for generations.
Yes. And it does. It takes a village. All of the things that we're doing, all the things that the Global Peace Tribe does, that it takes a village to keep moving forward with hope in our hearts. And 11 years ago tomorrow was when we first started dating.
That's true.
I'm very grateful that we are here with the Global Peace Tribe tonight and to share really what happened and also how the Reverent Revolution is also
Yes.
an opportunity for all of us. at this
Right,
time.
right. So tonight we name this Solstice Unites, from ceremony to song on Awakening World, from ceremony to song. And here's the, part of the breakthrough for me as a human being, for all of us, the potential is the power of ceremony. And when Global Citizen called us a ceremonial movement, this is Solstice Unites, I said that is so it. It is clearly that we begin there. That's why having Chief Perry and Patricia here. Because when we say Solstice Unites, we say this is Indigenous led. Is that just a label? Is it more greenwashing, but now Indigenous washing? No, we really mean it. That's why I started with what I was saying with Summer, the wisdom we have gained from you, Patricia, and your authenticity, Dwayne. And that you stood in the great lawn and called for a canopy of kindness for the world, for everyone. At this moment was such a breakthrough for humanity. For me, that was the powwow heard around the world. So we have to start tonight with you two. Tonight is ceremony. It's not a show. And that's why I'd be unspotlighted. Let's start with you, Patricia, and you, Dwayne, on the screen, if you don't mind. Take me and Summer down unless you want to say something, Summer, before. But I feel, let's make some space. Sometimes a good step forward. Sometimes you got to step back. Dear Patricia.
Thank you, Scott. We are all a precious child of all nations, global tribe. Greetings, everyone. I extend a warm heart-to-heart hug from my ceremonial fireplace to the hearth of your homes, where we all remember together and we awaken to our inherent sovereignty as a precious child of Creator, and within creation and the natural order law that governs all of us equally. 𝐷𝐿𝐷𝐿 𝐷𝐿𝐷𝐿, my spiritual family and relatives. All that I speak is good, beautiful, and true for our collective abundance and plenitude. Remember, fear is a call for love. Scarcity is a call for abundance and plenitude. I am born of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw and born into the 𝐇𝐎𝐿 and 𝐿𝐷𝐿 authentic medicine clans of the Dene. When I say Dene, holy people, the blessing way ceremony, inspired and used for thousands of years and generations and centuries. This blessing way ceremony, 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐿, guides us each as a humane being. The Solstice Unites Global Powwow is a ceremonial homecoming movement for remembering and awakening to our sacred self within our sacred place in the universe. We are all celebrating together the manifestation of our healthy helping teamwork. This is the humane being, healthy helping teamwork in bringing the purpose of my Indigenous wellness restoration ceremony that teaches us how to live the loving way as a way of life. And that is what my Aunt Faye Noki told us. That is the meaning of our Dene 𝐂𝐍𝐍𝐿 blessed way ceremony. Thus, I inspired and guided the design and sequencing of our pre-show collaboration with the Global Citizen Festival on the Great Lawn in Central Park, New York City. And using the Indigenous ceremonial change process, we brought to fruition together the task that was given to me by my late father, who said to me when I was 8 years old in an all-night ceremony in which he initiated me to this ceremonial process and practice. Quote, Undo the thinking that has caused our people so much violence and suffering. My indigenous ceremonial change process is the overarching template for the cosmic. I'm going to start that all over again because it goes in a certain order and sequencing, beginning with our sacred Mother Earth, a planetary cosmic reverent revolution. We can all join in this cross-cultural, intergenerational, inclusive, and universal application in any language and any land that is intended to end the recruiting of youth. Let us not recruit the youth to participate in their own demise by perpetuating the world resources going from the bottom to the top, from the poor to the rich, every generation. Now we can initiate a reframe of our thinking. Let us reframe our thinking into an indigenous. We are all indigenous to the earth, water, fire, and air in our body and in our environment. The indigenous affirmative thinking and decision-making is, and listen carefully, some of you have heard me say this over and over and over again, time and time again. Let us reframe our thinking. Win-lose is no win for everyone. It is destructive and death-producing in outcome, and those maladaptive consequences that we are witnessing at a global crisis level today. Therefore, together, all of us, let us join in an exponential peer education ceremony that chooses win-win with our genius gift to serve in the world, which is constructive and life-affirming decisions. We are yet to manifest that collectively, constructive, win-win, constructive, and life-affirming decisions for those outcomes and collective benefits. May we all learn together and teach each other how to live the loving way in our collective ceremonial reverent revolution. Thank you, my spiritual family and relatives.
Mm. Wow, 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 wow. And the generosity of sharing your wisdom is available to people to really go deep and do the undo the thinking that we're all a part of that has led to that pain and suffering. So thank you, Patricia. You're such a great teacher to have you and to have your resource of that wisdom, knowledge. And I know how committed you are to making that accessible to us, how important it is that we know that.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chief Perry, oh my gosh.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you, Patricia Ann. That was quite enlightening. One of his Jews, 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐒, 𝐵𝐈𝐃𝐄𝐒, Netelamapo, 𝐓𝐇𝐎 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐒. I'm Chief Perry of the Ramapo people, which are the original people of this land we now call New York City, metropolitan area. But I think perhaps the greatest lesson we can take is the lesson which all of us are now involved with, is that we can simply build a canopy of kindness. There's without question more kind people in the world than ever, perhaps an overwhelming majority, but we're always a bit mild, meek, and quiet. And I suggest we stay mild, meek, and quiet. But what we're going to do, this canopy of kindness, is come from my ancestors. And symbolically, I will try to provide that symbol sometime very soon. The men sing. And what it's saying is, if you have the symbol of your home or on your home, then that canopy extends to your home. And I think if we work together, we can make that a global canopy. But the important part of it is it means that as we are in our quietness, our meekness, our devoutness to good ways, we will be acknowledged by other relatives of kindness. So we will no longer really be walking along. We won't be in a movement. We will be in a wonderful canopy of kindness. But beyond that, I think to start with, we all must know and give special thanks to our grandmother and the women that we are related to all of the children of the water, the air, and the earth. All of them. There's no difference between the fishes and the babies and the bugs and the rugs. We are all one people, one kind way to move. And I would ask each of us in our own courage to be kind amongst ourselves. And I think as that grows, our children will grow in the understanding of the greatness and the power of being good to each other and amongst each other. And for that, I would just simply ask that 𝐷𝐿𝐷𝐿 touches all of us, that we may know kindness in all of it that we may do, that we may be lifted up in all that we may know, and help all that we can. Anishi, 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 Lungu Matid. I thank you for this moment. Thank you all. Thank you all for being here and a part of this.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Wow, guys, at this moment in time, a call for kindness, at a time when there's a war on empathy, that is power. We are bringing a different possibility forward here. Ceremony as strategy. And you know, Scott, it's amazing because this is going from ceremony to song. But this community has dealt with challenges before, and music has served us all well. And we had the good fortune, because this story goes back years, guys. I mean, we were going to do this powwow 2 years ago, Harry, right? We should make it so that there's like a gallery here. And it's a miracle that, because then in June, we had this incredible solstice ceremony that we did with Amsterdam and New York and Los Angeles during solstice on the 21st. That was that ancestral cleansing, healing, and reciprocity ceremony. It's amazing that that happened. So the story isn't just on the 27th, but on the 27th, we did have this group, Mag 7, of these indigenous, incredible artists who came together. And there's a song that many of us haven't heard of theirs that they actually won an MTV award for. And I think at this crazy moment, when all of a sudden, to say in America, hey, no kings means you hate America, oh my God, we're going to have to stand up. There's going to be a moment here. So, Scott, let's play that song from Mag 7. Let's get some music.
Here we go.
This was a good example. Remember this. Get ready.
Call it a pipeline, but those on the front lines know that black snake was sent for us to grow, to shed the skin our ancestors pray, of wounds old and calloused, so that we may stay, so that we may unite, unity our tool. No weapons are found in this court of rule. Men becoming 𝐊𝐿𝐷𝐿, steadfast in their guard, protecting women's hearts as their song become roots, roots to cast out healing for all sentient beings, to honor sacred mother, heart forward we heal. The salmon will run, the Mauna will breathe, the rivers will flow. The rainbow is here and prophecy tells us all generations will hear.
First Nations and our people that been living here for thousands of years. Stand up. We've been fighting for our freedom since the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria. Stand up. Like Geronimo, Sitting Bull, Red Cloud, Crazy Horse, Leonard Peltier. Stand up. Now they poisoning the waters for our sons and our daughters, so we on the frontier. We won. One nation, one cause, one people, one tribe. Now it's us against the pipeline. Get on your feet for Standing Rock, and we'll show you how strong we could be when we unify.
To all my native people, recognize yourself, keep your head up. To all my tribal people, recognize recognize yourself, keep your head up. To all my native people, to all the original people, to all my indigenous people, recognize yourself, keep your head up.
Stand up, 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 stand up.
From the beginning, we was winning this game on planet Earth. It's been spinning, we've been living and dying, but giving birth the first of many nations. Celebrating them days when all that got made came after what God made. These days, we cater to these internet memes, internet streams. It seems them streams aren't clean. We need the whole story seen. We're hassling before water has gasoline in it. Malcolm X moment. Martin Luther King with a dream and war bone it. Wounded knee plus Alcatraz doggone it. This is for the rock with prayers we stand on it.
Oh yeah, we playing on it, the earth we camp on it. In a sweat lodge singing our songs with grandfathers. Heat rocks all in the spot, we splash on them with a beatbox from my boy be jam on it. Said a prayer for the black snake killers. Praying on the front lines, they are the realest. Stand for your people, stand for your family. Stand with Standing Rock, stand for humanity. Hey.
It takes a group of people who actually care about, Mother Earth and life and water being sacred and the land being sacred to say, we stand up.
To all my native people, recognize yourself, keep your head up. To all my tribal people, recognize yourself, keep your head up. To all my native people, to all the original people, to all my indigenous people, recognize yourself, keep your head up.
Stand up, 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 stand it up, stand it up.
Mini Wachoni, water is life.
Mini Wachoni.
Water is life.
Water is life. Water is life.
Water is life.
I stand.
I stand with Standing Rock.
I stand with Standing Rock.
I stand with Standing Rock. Stand up. Stand up.
Stand up.
Stand up.
I stand with Standing Rock. Stand up.
To all my native people, woke up the giant, we won't go quiet. To all my tribal people, don't mistake our peace as we stand defiant. To all my native people, it's the calm before the storm and I can hear it coming. To all my tribal people, I'm ready for the battle when we ain't running. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand it right, stand it right. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand it right, stand it right.
Standing rock, we're standing feet as history is on a sad repeat. Is it liberty or we just acting free as our land depletes from these hands of greed? See, fate is found, how we face the hounds. Take a vow for these sacred grounds. Make a sound that'll shake them out. Say aloud what can save us now. What can save us now?
Stand up.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
John, I'm thinking I want to bring up all your compadres here.
Good.
Because
Good.
they're all standing up together, and I'll let you, introduce where we're going to go next. But here
Perfect.
are all of our wonderful presenters for the evening that
Got
are all
Tamsin in there.
part
Good,
of
good, good.
Sean's amazing team. Looking for Tamsin.
Solstice Unites. Unite humanity, restore Mother Earth.
And a lot of those artists that you saw in that video, we were with physically in New York City in one of the most incredible weekend of my life. Just amazing. I just shout out to Taboo from Black Eyed Peas that really felt the call to gather this particular group of artists and activists, and they're all like my favorite people now to follow on Instagram, I have to admit. Kahara, Marcus, Dracis, Doc Native, help me out, John, with the group, Superman. These are all, if you go into any of their worlds, you're going to feel better about what's happening in the world through what they do and how they are approaching these times.
Yeah, no, this changed the limits of what's possible. The relationships that are blossoming here, guys, for all of us, for all of us. That's why this is sacred. There's no question that we're in a new space of possibilities, and we're threatened in new ways, right? It is like that. But to have each other and to have a story that's being written together that is uniting humanity and restoring Mother Earth. And these artists and the people that have come to us, and we're connected through Global Citizen because we brought ceremony, the sacred, to the world stage. That Global Citizen Festival was amazing.
And they wouldn't have done it without Chief Perry, Patricia, and the Shinnecock Nation. They wouldn't have even gone on that stage if it wasn't for the actual ceremony that John is speaking to that happened.
Right. We're really happy to be able to report that when it started, when we reached out to Mag 7, the first question was, oh, wait a minute, who are you working with? Is it the local? And they were just protecting themselves from any kind of tokenization, any kind of exploitation. And God, when they met Patricia so many times, when Patricia would show up in these Zoom meetings, whether it was with Lance Gums from the Shinnecock Nation or others, it would be like, oh my God, they've found the source of powwow, the voice who can really give us some grounding to understand a homecoming for humanity and the profound opportunity. I mean, that was an incredible journey that led up to getting that to happen. You were there, Dwayne. You were there with me. We were those moments that were.
Yeah, I think it was a powerful beginning for everybody. And I'll keep on with it, but I think the idea of building a canopy of kindness is saying that it's acceptable to be who you are, because right now it's almost an anthem to be kind to anybody. This is, look at me, I'm bold, I'm rude, and I'll take what I want. And that's really not the way we need to be. Particularly if we have nothing. It seems to be sold to those who do have nothing to take more. So,
yeah. So, okay. So let me just walk you through this as a way to ground this, the next step in what we're planning for this evening as we move to talking about Solstice Unites. But this ties together some of the things we're talking about. And this, I'll drop this in the chat, but this is the heartbeat of reverence. From the shot heard around the world to the powwow heard around the world. Some of you may not realize the incredible role that the Ramapo-Muncie people played with General George Washington. And as we're moving into the situation in America, as it deepens, this moment is very interesting. And this was inspired by what Patricia's call, as you heard here, for a planetary cosmic reverent revolution. Well, the pause before the reverent revolution. Well, we're living at a time of great noise, a world where shouting has replaced listening and persuasion has become a weapon instead of a bridge. Too often our conversations divide rather than unite. We debate to win, not to understand. In our striving to be right, we have forgotten how to be kind. The more we separate, the more we suffer. The more we harden our hearts, the less we can feel what binds us together. Yet within this fracture, there's an opening, a quiet invitation to pause, to feel only for a moment, if only for a moment, the grief of what's been lost and the longing for what still might be healed. These are tough times. I want to just acknowledge I came home and felt when I thought that people were going to run out of food. We've taken a huge step back, so we need to find our way forward. And that's why this is such a privilege to be a part of. And it starts with humility and respect. Oh my God, did we make a mistake here? 400 years ago, right, Harry? The Dutch, that moment, we had a ceremony to honor how ownership and stewardship met and the consequences of that moment when we blinked. So here we're calling for a revolution, not of resistance, but of reverence. In that tender space, what's been and what can be, that the reverent revolution begins. A movement of the heart calling us to remember that we are one humane family, sharing one earth beneath one canopy of kindness. So I want you to read this if you want to. This will tell you more about this 250th anniversary and hear how the shot heard around the world ignited a revolution for liberty and independence. Here we're talking about the heartbeat of the drum and how this was a powwow heard around the world. That is for us the expression of bringing ceremony into the places where global change is happening now. And to honor, to serve you, Patricia, and you, Dwayne, and Phil, and the community of remarkable indigenous leaders, Mandahi, so many have been saying this and waiting to be heard. And to connect like we did with what's happening in the Amazon and what's happening tonight down there. So, but we say empathy alone's not enough. It's going to really take us turning that empathy into actionable service for each other, with each other, not just in word. And that this is how we meet the crises of division, isolation, and despair, not through judgment, or you're not going to convince everybody that you're right and everyone else is wrong. It's a lose game. That's what Patricia's saying. It's our way of thinking. And we're not going to win through judgment or resistance, but through reverence that rekindles connection and belonging. How are we going to get connected again? All of us.
Yeah, our homecoming is to our sacred self and our relationship with the natural order law and earth, water, fire, and air. So that is the reframe within us. Then we bring that out forward into this exponential peer education that everyone is joining, because that is in our conscience and it is in our vision, and because it's built within us. So thank you to everyone who's listening and who is inspired and motivated, because it's now.
Yes, it is now. Harry, what do you think about all this?
Well, I just sitting before all of you, Patricia, Chief Perry, it's Chief Perry, a year ago tonight, we stood together at the opening ceremony of the marathon, and you were brought to the front line to celebrate Lenape on the land. And the CEO of the Roadrunners Club actually announced that to remember who lived here before us, and how since that time, I thought we could do it again tonight, but we've done so much in the past few months. This has brought us to another layer of possibilities, that all our dreams are coming through, and true is the blessing that we're all celebrating here tonight. And each time we speak with each other, each time we connect in coming to New York or us coming to you, it's a constant flow of recognition and evolution that we're all experiencing at this moment in time. And the relationship that I have with Tamsin has been an amazing uplift for me and for all of us as well. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the evening so that we could hear what each other has to offer and recognize that there is so much of gifts being presented to us tonight. And we have that capacity. Thank you, Scott, for making that happen.
Absolutely. And I want to give a little context, then we'll go to Summer, because some of our audiences, needs to kind of know what we're talking about here. And so, again, we're celebrating tonight Solstice Unites. And Solstice Unites is very much the people you're seeing here are core members that have really helped create this. And you can learn all about it by going to solsticeunites.earth. And you can also find it on the One World Network. And so Solstice Unites kind of started with the solstice, winter solstice and summer solstice events, autumn equinox. And there's a big event that they're all talking about where many of them were together on September 27th on the Great Lawn. And that's where this powwow took place. So that's people are kind of asking about, needing a little bit of a context here, John.
Right. With Global Citizen. So, okay, it's not just the location. And there's a couple things about the fact that there had never been a powwow in Central Park. And that global citizen had never done the land acknowledgement ceremony for 13 years. So there's a story that led us to having to end up doing it the way we did it, which was amazing because it was the 99th day. So we started on June 21st. But that powwow in Central Park was the first ever, and it also, was the fulfillment of what so much of the work that so many of us are doing is about, and the world stage there. You go ahead, Summer.
John, I just have to interrupt because it is so special. Doc Native is here.
Oh my gosh.
And we have to bring him in. Doc Native is here. He's part of the Mag 7. We just watched the song from Standing Rock, the one that started the Mag 7 group.
Stand Up.
Head to the One World song that we were just on the stage with you. Doc Native, it is so good to have you here. I wish I could just jump out of my screen and give you a big hug along with all of the members of Mag 7. How are you doing? And we're so grateful you're here.
Thank you guys for having me. It's good to see everyone. Chief Perry, Miss Patricia, John. I miss you, man.
Oh, wow.
Summer, Harry. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah.
It's really good to see everyone. Thank you guys for allowing me to be a part of this. I really appreciate the time that has been given and the space that that we all got to share together. It's really it was really a memorable moment for that day.
Yeah,
And I'm just happy to see you guys.
Yeah.
And thank you everyone for tuning in and to actually want to be a part of this and hear our story and how we got here.
Yes. Yeah. No. And that is our story, what's happening as we find each other. I mean, we've pledged to get that One World, We Are One music video viewed 100 million times in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Imagine what the world would be like.
What a win it would be for everybody if everyone on Earth sees that video, One World. Yeah.
So this might be a good time, since Doc is here, for Doc to share a little bit about what he's doing. If you have a website where our audience can, learn. So we'd love to learn right now more about what you're up to, Doc, and what your organization is doing.
Thank you, Scott. Well, where everybody can find me, I'm very grassroots. YouTube, social media, it's all at Doc Native, DOCNATIVE, MUSIC. You can follow me on there. Right now, I'm actually getting prepared. There's a reason why I'm wearing this beanie is because I haven't had a haircut in like 2 months since we did the show, because I'm preparing for a movie role where we are telling the story about how the Miccosukee tribe of Indians down here in Miami became federally recognized. And I get to tell this story along with my Miccosukee brothers and sisters. And we are being funded and self-funded through our own tribal initiatives. I'm Seminole, but my family is also Miccosukee. We are 2 separate tribes, but the same people. And there's a lot of history there. And so we get to tell it with our own narratives and our own people controlling how the story is being told for once. And I get the privilege of being a part of it, even though I am Seminole and not Miccosukee, but we are still brothers and sisters, and I got invited to be a part of this great film. So we start filming Tuesday, and that'll be filmed all on the Miccosukee tribal lands and the Seminole tribal lands as well. So that's one of the projects I'm part of. And then of course I got new music coming out. I just did a performance for my local Boys and Girls Club. I always like to give back to our children on the reservation. Anytime we get to do something special, such as Global Citizens, I also like to come back to my reservation and make sure I touch base with my people as well.
Mm.
So that's some of the things that I got going on right now. And then I'm in talks of doing something possibly with the NBA this month. And then I have another film that is being shown at LA Skins Fest in November at the TCL Chinese Theater, formerly known as Groundman's Chinese Theater. And that's on November 22nd.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am so grateful you made some time for us. That is incredible, Doc. Oh my God. And what the vision that, remember, we talked about this, and it's true. We want our platform to grow, to uplift the work that you're doing and the emergence of these connections. Like, we didn't get a chance to talk to everyone, but I know I mentioned to you this, the junk couture thing coming into tribal schools, and everyone in Mag 7, anytime I ask them what they're doing, you guys are always up to doing good things in your community and living that loving way as a way of life and showing it to us.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That's what we try to live by, leading by example. A lot of us have stories of where we've come from. And the stories aren't so bright. Not to get too deep into like where we've come from, but we've battled life on life's terms, but to show that we can still be a force for good in a world full of darkness.
Well, unite humanity. Yeah, go for it.
I just want to add in too, especially as Scott was saying, context. So you, along with, for one, it's so great to hear all the things that is going on in your life. I wonder how it's been connecting with the Mag 7 and to reconnect, how long it had been since all of you had been on a stage together, but just a little context of how you ended up together, the relationship with Taboo from Black Eyed Peas, I think that also is such a special, seeing all of you together, there clearly is a sense of family amongst all of you. Of how that unfolded would be really interesting, I think, for people to hear.
Yeah, starting from the beginning very quickly, me and my brother, I was a songwriter for him. And so he was up for a Native American Music Award for his self-titled EP. And they asked him to perform, and they told him he could do 2 songs. So he did his song that was up for an award, and he invited me on stage so we could do our song together that's about our people. That night, Taboo was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and he saw us perform. We exchanged numbers. I was very aggressive trying to make that connection.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to be able to connect with him because this was a childhood hero of mine. And it just so happens that the Dakota Access Pipeline started up after that. And so I was wanting to lend my voice to this and lend my platform, but it just wasn't feeling right. Whatever I was making wasn't landing. And then I thought one day while I was sitting with my family, I was like, you know what? I never reach out to anyone. I have Taboo's number. I'm just gonna text them and say hi. I texted him, and he FaceTimed me right back. And I was so surprised because I was waiting for like 3 to 5 business years when he would get back. But no, he FaceTimed right back, and I was freaking out. My mom was freaking out, my brother. So I was like, all right, everybody calm down. And I answered the phone. Oh, what's up, Tad? How you doing? And he said, I have a song, and I want you and your brother to be a part of it because I need that brother, that family implemented into the song. And he saw a bunch of other Native artists, and so he wanted the best from all 4 corners. Wow. And we're in the South. We're southeastern all the way in Florida. So we got the very tip of the 4 corners. And long story short, we all jumped on the same record. I don't know how Taboo did it and fit every single one of us into that song, but he did and gave space for all of us. And we didn't even get to meet each other until we got nominated for the MTV Award. That's when we first met each other, was after we got nominated. But there was such a synergy and it felt like family as soon as we all got into the same building. And as soon as we got together, we got to meet each other finally. And after we won, there was some opportunities to come up to perform together, and we just flowed and meshed, and it was a beautiful thing. Now, fast forward to Global Citizens Festival. It's been some years since we've all touched the stage. We've all gone in our separate directions creatively, but as a family, we still message each other. We still tell each other happy birthday. We still celebrate each other's wins, and we still are there for each other in our losses and in our times of need. Everybody's just a phone call, a text, or a message away. That's one great thing about our group, is that we've never not talked to each other for these past years. So it was great seeing each other, but we have been talking to each other for a while. So it was great to be in that space again and be on stage again. And thank you, everyone, especially Chief Perry, and for letting us come to your lands and give our talents and be at least a quick beacon for the people. And thank you, John, for all the legwork.
Yeah.
We know it was an uphill battle, but we got there.
It was so life-giving. Let's bring Chief Perry up here too, because that way, is he here?
So many miracles. So many miracles. Oh, where'd he go?
Well,
He was here.
Chief Perry, I brought him in. There we go.
There you go. All right. Wow.
You know, I also want to let people know, I've pulled up, thank you, Summer Joy. If you're wanting to kind of follow Doc Native and all that he does, he's on Linktree. So I think most of us by now know about Linktree, linktr.ee, and then go /Doc Native Music. And there's a lot of amazing things. And that's where you can check them out on Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok, SoundCloud, all of the wonderful ways that we can follow what you're doing. And it's wonderful to meet you. Thank you. And it's kind of wonderful to see multiple generations and multiple cultures all coming together. Is very powerful.
The relationship with his brother, those two done a huge service to the community at large. If you dive into the story, you see it. It's you guys are a big deal. And I do what we were going to do on the show, and you're welcome to stay, Doc, as long as you can. You know, I'm glad you were able to drop by too, is how this all kind of comes together in this vision of Solstice Unites. So that's the mission to unite humanity and restore Mother Earth, and this idea that there's a reverent revolution.
For sure. Yeah. I will stay on as long as I can. I have to say goodnight to my mother and father-in-law. They're leaving out of town. They came in town for it. But I'm gonna stay on as long as I can. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much. And to be continued. We've got lots to do, as you'll see. Yeah. All right. So this is what we were going to do in this next moment, just introduce this kind of architecture of a living movement here. And let me bring this picture up. And this was going to be our guide. Of course, man plans, God laughs. But these 6 distinctions are really core. And it, for me, is everything here is necessary and sufficient to understand this idea of a ceremonial movement and the role of Solstice Unites. And Patricia and Chief Perry are going to talk more about these first 2, which we're calling the heartbeat of purpose. And that will be one moment in the evening tonight. Now down here, the One World platform where we're connecting and collaborating, and the Earth Pass. I mean, guys, what 𝐂𝐍𝐉𝐴 has gifted to the world is at the core of really taking on these challenges, because we know it's not just cultural and it's not just political, but economic. and the Earth Pass and the Earth Bank Fund. I want you guys to hear this and let us commit to listen like we've never heard before. All of us, including ourselves. This is a time of great change. So 3 and 4 get to be talked about in a separate moment for tools for collaboration. Tamsin and her work with Harry and the Earth Pass and how it funds bioregions. That's a topic there. And then how the campaign, this One World Rising, can weave with so many things that are happening around us and uplifting us as we move towards enlightening our way together. And again, the June, December solstice. And by the way, tonight is the quarter. It's between the 2 equinoxes. I mean, tonight is one of those sacred nights. The umbrella campaign ties with that song that we mentioned. If you haven't seen it, you got to see it. That Doc Native is in, that was done live with the music video played in the Great Lawn. The song One World, We Are One. So this is intended to kind of be a map for where we're going tonight. Let me pause there and bring in Scott. Have I confused everybody, or does that make sense?
Well, and we are going to play the One World video a little bit later on in the show.
Exactly. And it's if you haven't heard it, you want to be there for it. It's really was amazing what happened. So the heartbeat of purpose. So Patricia, I'm looking for you.
She's
Chief
here.
Perry. Yeah, and you, Summer. Because you were there when the chief spoke the words of the canopy of kindness. I mean, and if you guys haven't seen this, this was how it was introduced to the world there. These words that came to introduce.
So I've got Patricia Ann and Dwayne Spotlet.
Perfect.
So, do you want them to go ahead and take it away?
I do.
Risha?
Yeah.
In our integrity, where we know and see ourselves as a spark of divinity, we are dancing the dance of unity and peace and love and joy. Everything that I'm calling wellness restoration. And having danced in the powwow arena across many powwows over a time of 61 years. And this echo into the hearts of all people is basically this powwow drum. Grew up with a water drum, played a drum in a band briefly, and then grew up with the powwow drum as well. And so that is where our connection with our sacred Mother Earth, to take care of our sacred Mother Earth, as well as take care of our own body, that we're clothed with this 𝐔𝐿𝐿, we're saying the strength, the spiritual strength of the mountain dirt is how we're calling our sacred mother. And what I'm speaking of is everyone is included in this concept of where we are dancing together in a friendship dance. We are gifting each other, and there is laughter and food, and we are making friends, and we are making relatives, and we are understanding that we belong to the earth, we belong to each other, and we all belong to Creator within creation equally. And so that's where my inspiration came to guide and inspire. And although I'm from a tribe on the east side of the Mississippi Band of Choctaw, and then on the west side of the Mississippi, I'm from the Diné tribe. And so bringing this together upon Turtle Island reminds us that we are all sacred and life is sacred. The earth, water, fire, air is sacred. And we must take care of ourselves, and we must take care of each other. We must take care of our environment. And I hope that all of your listening audience will take this truly to their personal and professional life and bring it into the healing of nations. Thank you. And to all the governing systems that are making decisions for us to be well and to thrive into the future. That's our legacy to the next generation of youth.
Thank you. And while we have you on, I know that on Saturday, November 15th, the Sign Network Child of All Nations Wellness Restoration Ceremony is happening. The topic is Awakening and Strengthening Light Body. Is there anything you'd like to say about that?
Yes, it's 12 Eastern Standard Time, and basically 2 hours. The purpose is always to look within and look at the inherent sovereignty that's built within us. Our moral compass is our conscience. And so becoming or awakening and strengthening the light body is to focus on the 7 layers of our aura, in which we know that we're interconnected and interrelated in the spiritual realm, where we are doing our spiritual work, not interfered by the current chaos in the physical plane. And so that's the place where we can go and work together without being distracted and delayed by the thought forms that are impacting us and they are draining us, but rather we would be replenished. We would be replenishing each other and clearing each other's aura and feeding each other spiritual food in this 2-hour open classroom where we're all students and teachers.
Right. The second Saturday of each month, Patricia has the Wellness Restoration Ceremony. And you can see ceremony again is the thread here. And Patricia was articulating about powwow, in particular, as a homecoming, the intergenerational dimension. There's so many things about that ceremony that are unique to our world that we were able to do there in Central Park. And this is the part where I want to bridge the ceremony to the call for this reverent revolution, this call for this canopy of kindness that happened there. And I want to let you, Chief Perry, and you, Summer, who are on the stage, or anything you want to add to this heartbeat of purpose.
Yeah, I think it's important. The important part about this canopy of kindness is that we're looking to change the global paradigm of wealth to kindness. We certainly want everyone to have all of the material goods that they feel they need in abundance, but to truly be looked on as a wealthy person, a person of standing. We should be looking at how kind of a person are they. If you simply have material goods and you're a negative person, all of you know negative words to go with negative people. But as we go forward in kindness, I mentioned a little earlier that we should be well aware that we are genuinely related to all of the children of the water, the air, and the earth, all of them. The bugs, the crawlers, the flyers, the 4-legged, the 2-leggeds, all. As we learn to treat each and one of those as relatives in kindness, we will learn to treat each other. But I think also most important, hopefully I'm fine with this, the Ramapo have been looking at, we're sort of at the end of quiet genocide. The main reason for that has been a prolonged, protracted war of land, property, and money. We're kind of proud of it, but New York City is the capitalistic capital of the world. And we've suffered as not being sort of in that pile. But the most important thing to all of that, and what will stop all of that in any capacity, is what I would like to share with everybody right now, is to simply we think of all of us, we are all indigenous. It's okay, I'm from here, I'm from there, but think a little deeper about that. Be who you were on your grandmother's lap when she loved you. That's the indigeneity of humanity. And that would be the indigeneity I would ask that each and every one of you bring forward in yourselves. I'll hold that thought. I thank you.
Yeah. It's such a rich history here we can draw from. I put the link in the chat. Deep purpose. The tribe was able to settle disputes. Boy, do we need that now. And the connection with George Washington and the history as we go into this 250th year. What a perfect time for a reverent revolution.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. All right. So, Scott, I know we wanted to do some music as a bridge from this time on the heartbeat of purpose.
Absolutely. I think it's time to bring up Cornflower and get some live music. Get people
so amazing he's here.
It really is. And of course, for anybody who's watching for the first time, one of the great things about our show is we always have live music, get people up, moving and grooving. And Cornflower has been one of our most beloved musical artists, going all the way back to when we first started doing these shows during the pandemic back in April of 2020. So having you with us is always such a joy. I know many people in the audience and our Zoom room have been eager to hear you play again. But tell us update, because you are family. And so how are things going in your world, brother?
Honestly, things couldn't be more liberated for me right now. There's just been huge opening since my birthday in August, and I've just felt so much freedom in my heart and so much purpose flowing through. And you know, my mom obviously is a major part of grounding me in Northeast Tennessee and being here in my childhood home and getting to be present in this bioregion where I was raised and reconnect with my roots, which is where my name came from. The leader of the Cherokee tribe during the golden era of the Holston Valley was named Princess Cornflower, and I was given the name by a 2-year-old boy. I didn't even know anything about the history of that name, and the boy gave me the name not knowing the history of the name. And then a dear friend of my family also called me Cornflower, not knowing that the boy had called me that. And at that point I took it on, and yeah, it's a big full circle right now. I feel with the times we're in. You know, I'm not able to tour right now, but somebody said they can't hear me. Is that the case?
I hear you fine.
Okay, great. Awesome. Well, just to wrap up on that, you know, with where my mom's at with her health, she's still at a rehab facility, but she'll be returning this Tuesday back home. So I've had about a month and a half of respite, and it's been
Cornflower. I'm wondering if there's some people are saying they can't hear you. Now you're loud and fine for me.
Okay.
I'm wondering if there's like if it's like some people have
I turned up my gain a little bit just to make sure people could hear.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, just to wrap it up, I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be, in service and on purpose. And I feel so grateful to be here on the same night as this event, and to reconnect with John and Summer, and to meet all of these beautiful new souls and elders and dear humans who are showing up so big for us right now. So yeah, let's drop into some music. I had like 2 songs I'd picked out, but then when John was like, "No, no more performance. We're dropping into ceremony," I'm like, "All right, I know what my mission is." So. We're gonna, you know, we're around the fire together, and so when you're around the fire, you let the fire and the earth speak through you. And so here we go. Let's see what emerges.
Gonna go to gallery view, everybody. Let's give a big, big twinkle and a lot of love to our beloved cornflower. We love you so much.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Hey, I want people to know how they can get more cornflower. He will be doing our closing song tonight, but all things live at cornflowermusic.com. Cornflowermusic.com. And you can get a lot of music there, a lot of videos. And it's a really good place. Definitely, at the very least, put in your email address so that you're in the loop. You can also check to see if he's got any shows coming, all of his new releases. It's all happening at cornflowermusic.com. And he is one of the great voices of our Global Peace Tribe.
Thank you, Scott, so much. And I'm still offering Song for Your Life. It's a thing where you can call me in to bring a song to whatever is going on in your life or for a loved one as a gift. And I've done some for like a memorial for people who've passed. I've done some for a couple's wedding. I've done one as an alarm clock, which was like an alarm for somebody to wake up to, which is pretty cool. So you can check out on my website. You can sign up for that. And also, please sign up to the email list, because I've got big news coming in the next week or two about my new music that will be being released this season.
All right. So again, cornflowermusic.com. Make sure you sign up. It's right there at the beginning. And then click on Song for Your Life and learn about how he can create a song just for you for some very special moment. An amazing gift. One of the great gifts you could give to somebody, unique and interesting. And Cornflower will be back with us to close the show out in a little while. So thank you so much, brother.
Thank you all so much. It's such an honor to be here.
And I know I'm going to keep you on for a minute, because I'm imagining that John and Summer might want to express their appreciation here for a minute. And Summer, you were dancing up a storm. It's so good to see you dance. Summer dancing and Cornflower playing music. What a combination.
Yeah, let's do that.
There you go.
Brother, I am in your world. Oh, so good. Thank you so much, Cornflower, for existing right now. And just so happy that you are well. As Trisha is saying, like, let's honor your wellness.
Yeah, the ocean of life has tumbled me well.
There's a rainbow hanging over me in heaven. You know, that is a cosmic planetary reframe. Your music reframes what we could do together with music. As you create like that, that is such a great example of the creative imagination coming to the potential that we need right now. That offers a beautiful, the pulse, the way the subdivide and just the layers. It's just beautiful, Cornflower.
Well, it's us.
Gosh.
It's us. It's our song. You know, it's the one song, as you know, universe one song, or you know, as Jose Arguelles helped promote Teilhard de Chardin's quote of the noosphere, the sphere of mind, which is like every thought that's ever been imagined over all of human existence on the planet is like wrapped like a big ball of yarn. And so there's so much thought and heart and love and celebration and life that's wrapped so tightly around our beautiful planet, and then our rainbow bridge holding that all together. And it's all accessible to us in each moment. We just have to open ourselves and celebrate and give gratitude.
Yes, and just keep dancing to your music.
Yes. Yeah.
And to Doc Natives. I hope you get to
very inspired by him.
Yeah,
Wow.
I don't know if he's
not known
still
about
in the room, but just for you to land into the worlds together, as Scott so often creates such beautiful synergy here in the space. So glad that at least you're both in the same Zoom room. Who knows what the future holds here.
You know, there's an important message too. I mean, I think there's a lot going on in the external world, in the 3D world, that's scary, that's frustrating, that's upsetting. But we all need to keep moving. We all need to keep dancing. And I really appreciate, you know, Summer Joy, you keep us dancing, and Cornflower, you keep us moving. And, you know, we need to sing and move and dance now than ever before.
Well, you know, we tend to frame what's happening in a negative light because it seems very negative with some of the pain and suffering that's being infiltrated on people almost intentionally in a lot of ways. But when you take a step back from a cosmic perspective, you start to see that this earth, the tectonic plates, and then the magma coming up out of it, this is a transformative time, and they call it the apocalypse, the grand revealing, the uncovering. So it's important to not project judgment and to bear witness, but to show up and serve ourselves and one another with love and kindness, and know that this is a part of our evolution. This is us growing. These are all of our prayers coming into manifestation. So we have to go through this breakdown for the breakthrough. So that's why we need these gatherings so much, to circle up together and be together and to share, you know, and to love and to shine. So thank you.
Yep. Beautifully stated. Thank you so much. And of course, there's lots and lots of comments in the chat box. Everybody absolutely loving your music. So yeah, there's a lot there for you.
and his wisdom, right? This is what ceremony is. This is the power of music. This is what Patricia was saying, global powwow, homecoming for humanity, intergenerational, cross-cultural. That's why the vision of the global citizen is such a great expression as we, see a new way of living the loving way as a way of life, dancing the loving way as a way of life. This is what is within our reach, guys. That's what is happening in this space.
Creating
And
joy.
it's a privilege. It's such an amazing privilege. And so the next moment on our flow for the night, right? We're going to go back to where we were. But I want to, if there's anything Patricia or Chief Perry still want to say from the heartbeat of purpose, where we were a moment ago, I have a feeling you might be here for the bridge. Yeah, Patricia.
Well, remember that dancing is an expression of joy, and Summer, that's your name, right? So of course you're going to dance. And coming from, I'm not dancing here because I'm in a confined space, but at 70, soon to be Monday, I'll be 79. I can dance to that music, Cornflower, and
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
yes, I
Yes.
can.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so my heart was dancing, and so I know that we're all. I know a ceremonial song that conveys what you're speaking of. It's talking about a person walking upon Mother Earth, and their companion joins in the second verse, and the third verse is the family join, and the fourth verse is that all of the nations are walking to or walking. We can say dancing upon the earth together. So that's what I was thinking of and visualizing as I could just sway in my space here. You're very inspiring, Cornflower.
As
Beautiful.
are you.
Mm.
Bless you. Thank you.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Chief Perry, did you want to say anything? Oh, you're muted. There you go.
Yeah. Not only that, I'm more than grateful and delighted to be able to share for a moment with everyone here. And I think if we all remember the kindness in which we walk, the umbrella, the capacity that we have going forward, I think it will be a much better world much sooner than we thought. It's not us versus them. It's we, the human being, we, the kindness, we, the believers in life that are walking together.
Mm.
And as we can remember those small ones of the earth, the water, and the sea, we will know for sure that the world is getting much better, and it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just ask everybody to remember kindness is your power. It does not require song, dance, or noise. It simply requires being who you are. And as I said earlier, try to remember that beautiful child sitting on your grandmother's knee. That's the indigenous child that we need each and every one of us to be. Let me thank you, and thank you, John.
Thank you, brother. All right. Amazing. All right. So here we were in the heartbeat of purpose, ceremonial movement led by indigenous people, guided by ancient wisdom, embodied in the global powwow. The mission, uniting humanity, restoring Mother Earth by living the loving way as a way of life, co-creating, collaborating. Now we're going to move to tools for collaboration and how are we really going to do this? And that's the good news here, guys. There's a real how. Patricia will always tell you that the work she's been doing is articulating the how-to. Too many times we ignore that. We have it here. And it's not just the way we organize and coordinate, and that is this reverent revolution in one world. But I want to bring Tamsin and Harry in, and I don't think Charles is here, but this whole conversation about bioregions, about bringing the wisdom of the indigenous world into the science of how we understand the natural world and how we rethink ourselves. Global Citizen gave us a chance to imagine ourselves maybe not in nation states, but as global citizens arranged in bioregions. And then how are we going to deal with the money? How are we going to get the resources really needed? So I want to invite Harry and Tamsin up here. There we go. There we go. Any opening comments? Anything you want to say, either of you? There's no order here. Natural order.
I'm just so thrilled, like that we have come this far together, and that you've run with it and created all these things, and it's really, it is all through just kindness and showing up as you are. I mean, it's been a real blessing to me, that's for sure. But to really see you take this with one world, and to see Brand Earth and the Earth Pass actually coming to fruition, and the powwow. And then just for me, like as a writer, and as an evolutionary biologist, I've been trying to figure this stuff out for so many years, worked so hard, and then Patricia Ann says it. And I think Brand Earth is walking that as well.
Yeah, it's a miracle. Found each other here.
So maybe for people that don't know what Harry does or what Dr. Tamsin does, because both of you really are futurists who have put tremendous time and intelligence and wisdom into creating new models. So I would love for each of you to please introduce to our audience the work that you're doing. Maybe go with Tamsin first and then hear from Harry.
Okay. Well, I'm an evolutionary biologist by training, and I worked with baboons, watching baboon evolution in Ethiopia. But my real interest was to see how they adapt and how they adapt to change together through social behavior. And I got tired of walking around in the desert looking at baboons, but I realized those patterns are so fundamental to us as humans as well. And so now I've been working as a biomimicry professional for the last 15 years. And so I look at those deep patterns, and say, how can we apply them to our own organizations and our own, the way that we're structured in the world to make things happen quickly, in a way that is growing conditions conducive to life, which every species does inherently, because the ones that did made more. And so, and we're living things just like every other twig on this tree of life. And so we have to obey those natural laws as well. And, I just finishing up this book that I'm writing, The Teeming Transformation. And like I was saying, I worked so hard on this from the evolutionary perspective, but the book is really talking about John Mohawk's work and the severances of European thought, and how we've severed our connection to our natural being. And I've put these into frameworks so you can flip it. We can flip this pentad, this way of thinking very easily. It has very defined leverage points. And what's so exciting, this has been very theoretical pursuit, but John and Harry have really been walking this walk and really put these into practice. And it's just very exciting to see it, to work together with them. Yeah, love you, Harry.
This is the open classroom. And that insight of the evolving potential for radical collaboration has fueled so many of us. So yeah, Harry.
Yeah.
Tamsin's genius.
Thank you, Tamsin. Brand Earth, the acronym for brand is Be Respectful, Accessing Nature's Diversity. And that comes from my background in architecture. And after the 25th year, I took a pause and recognized that what I did for the first 25 years was not going into the future. Well, I finished my second 25 years. And during this time, I recognized that I had to deconstruct my architectural education, because by the time I got to making choices for clients, most of the material is toxic. And so I necessarily focused on what other options there are. And I became a member of the U.S. Green Building Council. I became a founding member of Biomimicry NYC, and I recognized that the missing link was nature, and stepped back into nature and recognized that biomimicry had a different voice. And from that, I entered into a deeper level of being invited into the indigenous world and met Patricia Ann Davis. And from those teachings over the past couple of years, moved in the direction of recognizing the actual design that we need to embrace. And so there's a brand earth ecosystem, and the brand ecosystem is based on the principles of the Earth Bank, brand earth itself, the Earth Ledger, and the notion of how we can integrate all of that together in a synergistic approach. And to me, I recognize that nature of place was a key driver, and realized that my nature of place is this island that I live on in Manhattan, and recognize that in the four directions of this island, there are incredible indications of how we got to this place to now. This was once a flourishing forest. And in the south, in the 1620s, the Dutch took over the southern tip of Manhattan. They went to the northern tip and had a discussion with the Lenape tribe, and that was the blink that the world kind of missed in silence, that two people were speaking to each other. One was talking the language of ownership, and the other was talking the language of sharing, and they both did not understand each other. And that became where we are today. So that's north and south. On the east, we face the UN, which is ground zero for the UN, United Nations, to supposedly have brought where we could be, under the right conditions, a freeing moment for the entire planet. At this point, it's also in the middle of a collapse. A few blocks west is Madison Avenue, and that's ground zero for behavioral economics. And Brand Earth has the mission to engage with the possibility of behavioral ecologics. And on the west side, behind me, behind those windows, is the Hudson River. So these are my four directions on this planet, committed to making Brand Earth become a quite extraordinary possibility from a financial standpoint of how we can unite humanity, restore Mother Earth. And together, between the team that interacting with, we've come a long way to make this get to the next step. And Global Citizen was a key factor in guiding us to the possibilities of what's in front of us to implement all of our work. That's for the moment right now that I could best speak to what we're doing.
Well, you know, in the spirit of the reframing, like hearing Cornflower's music and Tamsin speaking, and we could remake the financial system. We made it up this way. And the relationship, like with PayPal, for instance. So let me just make sure that people get the basic idea of an Earth Pass. Imagine every day, everyone on Earth, no matter where they are, whatever currency they trade in, and every time a transaction occurs, it's Earth positive, and a BIP, 1/100%, goes to the bioregion associated with their Earth Pass. And that starts before everyone has an Earth Pass, because we go to the payment infrastructure and say, this is a way to start to generate and harness our economic power to redirect funds into the bioregions around the world. All that's missing to do this is the agreement amongst the people.
Mm-hmm.
We have the technology to do that, exactly like I'm saying. And all it requires is the agreement of a certain number of people. And that's what we're after. And that's what's happening here. That's part of the conversation about the Earth Bank Fund, just like Global Citizen put out a education fund. Imagine an Earth Bank Fund funded by the Earth Pass, and everybody's able to designate where, and they could chip in a BIP. You can add your own BIPs. But you don't have to, but we can use that power to start to redirect the funds to initiatives in each of the bioregions around the world. It's a brilliant idea and something we can do.
Yeah, the acronym for the Earth Bank Fund is Bioregions Accessing Nature's Knowledge. And that
Bioregions Accessing Nature's Knowledge.
Yeah.
And when we asked Patricia, we said, okay, if Mother Earth had a voice at the financial table, what would she say? She said it was the voice of reciprocity. You can't have a system that's all take and no give. And that's what got us in the mess we're in. Look at that simple, profound, clear insight, what that could do for the planet and for our future.
Yeah, it was just a matter of recognizing in our very breathing that there's an in-breath and an out-breath. And in that in-breath, life is not all take, and the out-breath, it's not all give. And so we thrive in reciprocity, that is caring for ourselves and caring for the earth. And then that is in the context of indigenous spirituality, is in the container of the natural order laws that govern us all equally. So Dr. Tamsin and Harry and John and myself and Dwayne and Summer and Charles, then we put our domains together in terms of reframing to win. Everybody wins by constructive and life affirming, ensuring that all the resource goes from elder to youth for the next 7 generations, rather than perpetuating, polarizing into perpetual conflict and war, adversary conflict and warfare, from robbing the poor and enriching the rich. That is a planetary cosmic reframe, because that's the world resources now, which is not controlled and manipulated for only one group's benefit, but is our collective wellness and our collective abundance and plenitude. It's inclusive. That's huge. It's profound. It's monumental. It's heartwarming. That's what we're celebrating, this healthy helping teamwork. And thank you, Scott, for bringing this out to the general public, for us to speak our part. We are all, and you are the leader here in this part with a global tribe. That's what we must do for each other, is highlight each other and replenish each other and nurture each other, because in that act of caring and kindness and compassion, we're first extending it to ourselves through the elements, through the co-creator, with ourselves and with others. Because what happened was we betrayed creator, we betrayed ourselves, and we betrayed others. So then the reframe is, let's go to our original task is, as humane beings, is make decisions for the greatest good for the greatest number of people. And I call it common sense. Scott?
Thank you so much. And absolutely, and I think that most of the people watching this show, and certainly all of our presenters tonight, we have a vision for a world that is what would have happened if the, when Harry told the story about what happened in the 1600s, if only we had followed the native indigenous wisdom for sharing, as opposed to the Western world approach. And now it's time for those of us that are visionaries, like, I'm going to bring them back up here, Harry and Tamsin and John and Summer and Chief Perry. All of you are visionaries. And really the people that we have on our show are people that have a clear vision for the new earth, for the awakening world. where we aren't basing it on divide and conquer, and that's just so old paradigm, and we're done with that. We're done with it.
Well, yeah, but how do we break those patterns? So let me just show you an example. So Patricia and I were laughing about this earlier, okay? That we're so grounded in a view of the world, our way of thinking, right? All the geographic maps we saw would always put north at the top. Well, that's not the way the world is. And this can actually be de-centering. But to realize that it starts in the east. And that's where the sun rises. And then to the south. That's the midday. That's the knowing. That's the doing. That's the planning. That's the mobility. And then it comes into the west for the sunset. And then to the north. And summer and I, we could do it right now. Every day we go through this. And above and below. When we look to the east, we affirm balance in living. To the south, harmony in communication. To the west, peace in the family. To the north, beauty in the environment. And above and below, to affirm joy, joy, joy in my heart, in my hearth, in our hearth, in our home. And we add our mailbox because we have a fun mailbox. But I point to this because it's very practical. Like literally, we have a harmony huddle, and Patricia's work has so been about living the loving way as a way of life. I mean, that's what I want people to know is in one world. There's a course there. And here in that course, right here, this is available to everybody. To really start to us practice this with each other, living the loving way as a way of life. We're very fortunate. And I just can't, speak enough to say, look at this. Just that sentence that you are a spark of divinity within a greater light, with inherent compassionate peacemaking sovereignty, and a genius gift for making decisions for the greatest good for the greatest number of people. That has rebalanced me so many times.
Thank you, John. I'd like to add something to this lesson that we all participate with on once a month. And Patricia, can I share screen at this moment?
Yeah. I bet.
I want to bring this out of the way. So this is weaving the regenerated vision and mission of the Child of All Nations Indigenous Wisdom Institute, which is Patricia Ann Davis, and the Brand Earth ecosystem into a ceremonial circle layout guided by Dene Hojo, natural order law, and Patricia Ann Davis's indigenous ceremonial change process for wellness restoration. John mentioned the directions. Each direction of east, south, west, north, center corresponds to one of the Brand Earth systemic roles: the Earth Ledger, Earth Pass, Earth Bank Fund, biodemocracy, governessence, and compassion games, harmonized within a living circle of co-creative regeneration. And the ceremony goes through this process of part of our teaching and goes through each direction. In the east, the elements, air, dawn, vision, biodemocracy, and govern essence. The principle is to see clearly and lead with integrity. The role in the ecosystem, the east is the illumination of purpose, the first light of awareness that guides leadership through spiritual intelligence. In the Brand Earth ecosystem, this corresponds to biodemocracy and govern essence, where governance is not domination, but stewardship and collaboration with life. The function establishes the vision of Hojo, beauty, balance, harmony, and truth as governing principles, practices counsel decision-making where heart and intellect co-govern, awakens leadership as service, restoring the sacred trust between people and planet. The manifestation as governance becomes a ceremony of listening to the earth. The biodemocracy circle sets the tone for co-creative situational leadership, where every voice holds value as a vessel of life's intelligence. The symbolic outcome, the breath of purpose, clarity, direction, and authentic empowerment arise when leadership flows from the soul of the earth. And I go through this through each direction. I could possibly share that at another time. I don't know if I have the time to go through the other three directions. What'd you say?
I don't know that we do. I didn't put down that much
I
time for this, but I know it's hard not to, because it's so resonant with the weaving together that's happening here of all of us discovering the natural order of what it is we're doing, and the guidance from Patricia is integrated here so beautifully, Harry.
Harry, can you put the link to that document into our chat box?
It's not a link, it's a PDF, but I can certainly do that.
Or you put the PDF in there. That would be great.
Okay.
And there's a lot to come with that, because we're not going to ignore the economic reality that we're facing and the challenges of that. So having that kind of resonance with the people who have the influence that we need to reach now is so important.
Yeah, that's the key. And that was over the 25 years of doing this research to come into all of us coming together is the greatest miracle that I could experience in this lifetime, that we're here doing this level of work and commitment and recognize that we are on the path to making this come true. It is true, and we just need to walk into it.
Yeah. Well, one of the bridges to Tamsin's work here, and I want to just point to this, it's this idea of this reverent revolution for me is the way we're using our time. There's a lot of time spent streaming and scrolling that we really do need to be connecting. And just kind of one vision of the reality is that the situation is really such that we're going to need to get to know our neighbors. We're going to America is collapsing as we know it. So for me, the teaming, this whole idea of the way we are learning how to collaborate in creative ways, that's what the One World platform is, coupled here with these instruments to use to harness our financial power so that we have the resources.
Yeah.
If I may, John, I think there again, a large part of the solution is to look at each person as the integrity of kindness, not what they have in their pocket. If you're viewing someone's worth as what they're carrying, you're never going to see the human being within them.
Yeah. The beauty, I think, of this Earth Pass is the way that it makes the economic system mirror living systems, which of course it has to if it's going to work, but it doesn't currently. As long as interest grows faster than trees, we'll turn every tree into money, right? Because we make more money that way. And then we won't have anything to eat. So it's like we are animals. We have to obey these, laws of nature. And so does the economic system.
But I think that's where we fooled ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We've put our essence into something that we think is tangible. Kindness, being humane, is not a tangible object. It's something you have to create from within.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that's the beauty of, I think, evolution, and that it does invest in others. It does invest in kindness and reciprocity, and that's how it grows.
I mean,
richness.
If you look at indigenous people globally, they've all been sort of overrun by the idea of greed. But essentially, the essence of their societies has never been, what do you have? It was, how are you? What type of person are you? I think we just have to step back and lay aside some of this foolishness in terms of you've been tricked into believing what's in your pocket makes what's in your head and your heart. It's not true.
Well, that's why the thinking system, that's what Patricia's dad says. We need to undo that thinking. That we've swept the lawn. That's the 𝐓𝐇𝐄𝐒, this collective spell we're all in, that is leading us to recruit each other to participate in our own demise, which is exactly the way Patricia would say it. These are narratives that are not working for us. And yet we think they're out there. We think we understand what we see, when the truth is we see what we understand. If we change our understanding, that's why, Tamsin, your book is so important. I feel right now. I mean, you want to say more about that? I want to make sure that people understand the potential in getting access.
Yeah, I mean, what I did was I just spent many decades looking at the deep patterns that life works under, and the way that it invests in its partners in order to, symbiosis is how life grows richer. And so I distilled those patterns, and then I saw that, of course, as one species among many, that we do the exact same things, and original peoples do the exact same things. But they do it in a way that's uniquely human, we all do. And that's, it takes a village, and it's growing our commonwealth through kindness and knowledge of our place and the species, and the restoring waters, and unite humanity, restore Mother Earth. And so I distilled it to some really basic frameworks that you can draw, that really mirror Patricia Ann's own frameworks. It's really the same. It's just I had to, spend a lot of time thinking about it instead of inheriting it. But I think we're saying the same thing, and I think it's really beautiful that we have this opportunity. And thank you, John, because it's the architecture of radical collaboration that has made this possible.
All I say is thank you, thank you, thank you. What a gift. I am so grateful to be able to do this with us, to do what you love, people you love and respect.
It's that magic canoe, man, coming down.
Yeah. Living the loving way. Here we are.
Yeah. I also recommend everybody here to come to that class on once a month, to meet and learn from Patricia all of this that's ready for everybody to participate in. It's quite extraordinary.
Yeah, it's there in One World. oneworld.earth. Let's put that link in the chat. That's the place that we can use to connect this reverent revolution that's happening.
Well, John, we can do that book reading in One World.
I'm in. Okay. Yes. The answer to the how is yes. All right. Now, Scott, we're going to get to the song, We Are One, because that was the message. One world, we are one. But I want to also got some more music from Cornflower, right, coming?
So no, Cornflower's at the very, very end.
Okay.
So we'll do the video. And then after the video, John, I'd love for you to take people through how they can join One World and how they can participate, okay?
All right, I will. But let me just say this then, because I swear I feel like I want to talk to you like family here, this ceremony. My life is such a blessing and a miracle. And when I heard this video that first time, I just said, this got to be the message to the world. And I dreamt of it being in Central Park. I mean, just it's such a crazy story that it has happened that I can't let it not be said. There's such a clarity of that a greater force is orchestrating all of this. And everything that led to make that possible. It's true, I worked like I never worked, but man, it wasn't hard at all. It was a miracle. And you are a miracle. And the chance to do this together is such a blessing. Harry, we went to the Holy Land. We were at the Wailing Wall. People go up there and they they put a prayer, right? In asking for something. The only thing I can ever say is thank you, thank you, thank you. And these guys that we know, Doc, like you saw, Doc Native, and that group, that they've come together to say, hey, look, we are from all these different tribes. We are united. We can unite. Hey, the world, we can unite. We are one. That message and the power of music. and the power for it to be in a powwow that we can offer together. Oh my God, what a gift to the world. So if you haven't seen this video, this is the goal. We have a compassion game on to get 100 million views of this by 2035, 10 years, okay? Imagine what the world would be like if everybody heard this 10 times. All right, Scott, you can play it whenever you're ready. And they did it live in Central Park on the big screens with them singing live. Patricia dancing with Chief Perry dancing and Summer dancing. Oh my God.
One world, one people, one tribe, one tribe. What I know, we are one. What I know, no, we are one.
It all starts with the people. One people, we stand all together, one voice saying yes we can. Each one, reach one till we pull ourselves up, cause we all one fam. From the rest to the block, to the Perry, to the rock, we connect that love. Cause the people with power feel the power of the people when we stand as one.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be indigenous, you heard of us. Max Heaven, the murderers, spreading the love with the water and earth. And the stand against hate, gotta know what the purpose is. We rise, the climate is changing, signs of the times. It's time to start praying. Pray for the world and community. Prayers are more powerful when we're in unity.
What I know, we are one. What I know, no, we are one.
Woke up today, hungry for a change, new path to take. Can't stay the same, it's been too long. Pointing out who's right or wrong, can you hear me out? All we need is a little bit of love. Take time to heal and it starts with us. Hand in hand, I put my trust in one world, reunite, it's a must. Hold on to hope, we can overload. We can break the code with a single note. Sing out for the world to hear that our time is now, no more for tears. I looked into my son's eyes, a new day in a new light. Lift the veil and dwell so peaceful. Come together, one world, one people.
What I know, we are one. What I know, no, we are one.
It's who you are, it's who I am. We all bleed the same blood, yeah. Hey. We all bleed the same blood, yeah.
We got beautiful differences, let me give you a peek. Over 500 tribes, but we all unique. And if we could not compete to eat, nothing could beat us. Jealousy is more dangerous than diabetes. See this unity? Imagine what it looked like. You would think we would do whatever it took, right? I would do anything for this good life. We could do anything if we unite. Come on.
Young native, you are my savior. Say your prayer for our inspiration. From the block to your reservation. Any color, all my relations. From the basement, worldwide invasion. Every day we're painting our faces. Fighting back but learning our language. Dancing our dances, saying our prayers.
What I know, we are one. What I know, no, we are one.
We only got one world. We only got one world. We only got one world. Yeah.
All we got is one voice, one choice, one earth, one love, one birth, one life to live. One life to live, yeah.
One people, we stand all together, one voice saying yes we can. Each one, reach one till we pull ourselves up, cause we all one fam. From the rest to the block, to the Perry, to the rock, we connect that love. Cause the people with power feel the power of the people when we stand as one.
What I know, we are one.
Hmm.
Woo!
How good is that? How good is that?
Oh, it's so good.
Ugh.
I didn't think we had dinner with them.
We did, and they sang that song as we prepared. That was the night before. I mean, quite an experience. My gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the compassion game, right? 100 million views in 10 years.
Why so long? Make it sooner.
Yeah. And look, this is a journey for all of us, okay? We're inviting you guys to play here. We built this space, one world, to unite humanity and restore Mother Earth. Now, I've had a lot of history with technology, as we all have, okay? We just got to take a breath. The trick with all this stuff is to get it to be invisible. It's like if your glasses are working good, you don't think you're wearing your glasses. If your shoes are working good, you're not even aware of it. So somehow we got enough knowledge with Zoom to be able to do this. This is synchronous, right? But there's the time in between when we could be doing stuff together. We could be working on stuff. And that's what this platform is. It's an alternative to Facebook. There's no ads. It's all free. And it can be a tremendous resource and a better use of our time to discover each other and connect with each other. I want to show it to you, okay? And I'm willing to meet with anybody anytime to help you. If you want to do this, hey, John, I see you. John Rodriguez is here. Oh, my God. Talk about technology. John was there and recorded the honoring the land ceremony, he and Yvonne. And that was the footage that was used by Global Citizen. Okay, here, let me just show you this, all right? So I'm going to show you, this thing here is called One World. Unite humanity, restore Mother Earth. And like anything, it just takes practice and time. But everyone's got a profile here, and that's what kind of, it gets interesting, because part of the game is to discover each other. So if I look at my profile here, you can see the people I'm connected to here. And it's interesting what you can do in the connections with each other, but it starts with us together. So for instance, like I mentioned Anna Marie earlier, because she's been such a key part of this. Look what I can do here. So if I say, okay, I'm going to search, I'm going to put her name in here. And let's look just for members. You find Patricia in there, right? And what it's doing is when you come into One World, we're asking you to put, okay, there's two of them right here, to put in your profile a little bit about your purpose and your mission. And sure enough, you see it, then we'll actually look and see what we have in common. And this is just one example here, right? So this is a place for discovery. And in here is where you can learn, for instance, the indigenous spirituality we were talking about before. So on the top here, where it says One Feed, Discovery, Members, Events, that's global. That's across everything that's happening underneath here in these, what they call collections. Start here, there's a space here and a space here and a space here. And look at here, a space here called Indigenous Spirituality. And that's where that course was that I showed you. So getting comfortable to navigate between all the Solstice Unite stuff, and there's a ton of great stuff here about what's happened here. You can go, anytime you go into one of these spaces, you have these little tabs on the top. So we're asking you to put in your purpose statement, and we're asking you to share your missions, share the stuff that you're doing, and let's discover how we can turn what we have into what we need. That's the essence of strategy. So here was the article I was referring to before, The Heartbeat of Reverence. That's here. You got videos in there. This is the homecoming for humanity. There's so much wisdom here Patricia has shared. We've taken the time to put into these articles to learn about how does this all really connect to the sacred cycles as we move to the next solstice. And the theme for the next solstice is so resonant with all of us. It's so obvious that connecting up with Patrick McCullum and what he's doing and those prophecies, but that rekindling the sacred light within and happening 50 days from today. So these articles are all here. You can connect with people here. You go into members. You can find who's working on what kind of topics. Here, you want to know more about Brand Earth, you want to know more about Harry. You can see it's looking to see what do I have in common with Harry. It's going to write a statement based upon what Harry put in. We're both focused on environmental social causes. I mean, it's a good use of AI this way. And speaking of AI, we've been doing a lot of creative work on how we can use these tools in a good, healthy way to help gain the insight and the intelligence we need. So I invite you into One World, and we're ready to help you. This is the platform for the reverent revolution we're talking about. It's not the only one. It's not the answer to everything, but it's a place to have a presence and to persist and put your purpose statement in there. And Tamsin did this beautiful course on radical collaboration that will guide you in thinking strategically about what are we going to do. We're all in a state of flux. Nobody knows where this is going. So why not make it up in a way that brings truth, beauty, and goodness, and brings the idea of living the loving way as a way of life, a reverent revolution. And that made the most radical thing. And you know what? I've got to be on somebody's list because I'm the compassion games guy. This is the war on empathy. We're dealing with a war on empathy. So we're going to have to stand up. That's why it goes back to that video I wanted you to hear in the beginning. All of us together. Unite humanity, restore Mother Earth. All right. John, do you have any great pictures? 1 or 2 pictures you can show us? John was there with Yvonne and taking pictures. It was such a tight security situation there in Global Citizen at Central Park. They let us in for this ceremony that Chief Perry led with Patricia.
Hello, John.
Hello, brother.
Hello, Grandmother Davis. We love you very deeply. Hello, our Master Perry, who led a beautiful ceremony, and each of you beautiful, loving souls. When you called me yesterday, we were on the road. We knew that if we were going to go home, we wouldn't be able to put something together. So we took these last 2 days and we're working on a piece. This is very, very preliminary, and I'm going to see if I can bring it up. It's probably about 6 minutes that shows a little bit of the beauty, light, and love that occurred when we were on the Great Lawn in Central Park, and each of you was shining so brightly. I mean, it was not only an extraordinary, beautiful day, but everybody's soul was really on point, in synchronicity and with each other, united, because you're gonna see. So let me see if I can bring it up. She's sleeping, but I'm gonna see how I can make this happen, because we put in a couple days, so I've got to see how I can find it. Just give me 1 quick minute, okay, Harry? My love, Thunder. I love the dance. You were, and
oh my God, wake up, Yvonne.
Yes.
Wake up.
Oh, these guys are amazing. They were there for the ceremony in June as well at Corlier's Hook. So in Lower Manhattan is the spot.
Okay, let's bring it up.
And they were in Missouri meeting.
Yes.
Yeah. And
I know, and it was Global Citizen was the 99th day of the 99 days of peace through unity. I mean, the synergy and the synchronicity around all of this, that's part of the humbling of this. It's amazing.
I think I see Yvonne.
Oh my God, something there.
Standing. She's
Right.
up.
Do you see the Statue of Liberty?
No.
No.
Okay, so how are we going to be able to do that?
Share this. Can you share?
Okay. All right.
We're going to have to share the screen. So how do we do it?
Scott, can they share their
screen? Yeah, your screen sharing privilege. What you need to do is make sure whatever the video is that you want to show is on your desktop. It's opened up on your desktop. Then go down to the bottom where you see a little green arrow that says share.
Here, I got to go to the Zoom.
Okay, no. All right.
Remember, this is very preliminary. There's going to be something, because we have the other moving video of the ceremony, but at least you'll be able to see something. We've been putting in The last day and a half. Over here, love.
All right.
Here, let's go here.
You know what we may want to do if it's going to take you a few minutes to get it together because we're already running over time.
Yeah, it's already
happy to show it, but
okay, we got it here.
You got it? Okay. All
No,
right.
no worry, love.
Got it.
No,
Make
here-
sure you click share sound when you're sharing it.
It shows desktop 1 as background share. Let me see. Yeah. Open system settings. Okay. Go ahead, love. Display.
No, I can't see anything.
all right.
Here, hold on.
It ain't easy sometimes.
No, I mean we have it here. Let me see.
Let's all send them some love.
Golden torch. Did you see anything now?
No.
Okay. Amor, por favor.
You can do it.
Come on.
Okay, go into the Zoom.
She just woke up, so she's very, very groggy.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Go ahead,
right.
bring it up.
We embrace you. We welcome you. Thank you.
Okay. Share. Okay, we got it there. Yeah, go ahead. Hit desktop 1. Let's see. Open system settings. So let's see right here. Zoom. I think it's got to be on here. Here we'll do this. Okay, so it's gonna quit and reopen. So we have to leave the meeting and then come.
All right. Hey.
Yeah.
The way I say this sometimes, this was a good idea until it was no longer a good idea.
I just like to say I'm really flattered to see you using the same technology that I usually use. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Chief Perry. You're so kind as usual. All right. So I was asking John to show us 1 or 2 pictures, okay, from what he took. But, he's got a lot to share, and it'll happen some other time.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up, what else do you want our audience to know as to how they can support and carry on in the future? What's the call to action?
Yeah. Well, One World's a good place. Get a presence there because you'll get communications from time to time from One World, and that's where you can show up and make yourself known and share your purpose statement. That's a powerful exercise because I believe I am called to in a way we're making each other known to each other. I really feel this is a time for deeper connections. So the presence in One World, that is a lot. If people do that out of tonight, this is going to continue as we build. We're 50 days away from solstice in December. So 10 years of twice a year, June and December. And this, with this film out, if you guys haven't seen it, The Man Who Saves the World and his connection with Phil. I talked to Phil earlier today. So we're planning for amazing enlightening our way together with the wisdom from Patricia and Chief Perry, everything that we've been doing. Solstice Unites is rising. Together we rise with the sun to restore Mother Earth.
And we will see you. We're going to do a show with you for the solstice. Our solstice show is going to be with you and enlightening our world together. And we'll have Chief Phil and John and Summer and probably all the people we saw tonight. And who knows, I'll check and see if Cornflower can join us that night as well.
Fabulous.
That's the perfect magical thing.
Yes, please. I just want to add too that a lot of the events and a lot of the writings, and also Chief Phil, he writes a lot in One World. All of that is an invitation. Once you do join, you'll see a lot of that there. It'll just be what's there for you.
So for all of our friends watching on Facebook and YouTube, again, if you go to oneworld.earth, then click where it says start here, welcome home. And that's a good way to get started. It'll show you how to join, things to do, a lot of what John was kind of showing us. But that's a good way to get started. And that's our call to action then tonight, is for everybody to join oneworld.earth. And one last time, I'm going to bring up all of our presenters. Thank you so much, Patricia Ann Davis, You are such a blessing.
Amazing, my gosh.
Perry, Chief Perry, Tamsin, thank you for really all of you, for your lifelong commitment to creating an awakening world, to creating one world, to creating the new paradigm. Whatever you want to call it, thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I see Charles is here too. Charles Betterton's here, and Shonda, who's a part of it. I mean, there's so many people here. But I just want to acknowledge that. I just noticed I looked through.
Yeah. Charles didn't want to turn his camera on.
Okay.
So I did check.
Love you, Charles. Thank you. Thank you to everybody, really, Scott. This is, the sine waves and all these things we're doing is about collaboration. Got to find a way to do the planetary cosmic reframe, the reverent revolutions upon us. What a privilege and honor. Thank you, Patricia. I think you wrote that 25 years ago, and we have everything we need to do this. Kindness, lead the way. Let love lead the way. Love you, Summer.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
And stick around, Global Peace Tribe audience, because we still have quite a few things ahead of us. We still have our prayer time with Tiara and Desiree. We've got some Global Peace Tribe announcements. We've got a very special presentation from Dan Drayson, because we're going to have a special Friday night offering, which we're going to talk about. And we're going to close out with the Cornflower Song. But I also going to bring up our wild monk of the Mystic Monastery, Jerry Anderson. Since we saw the video about Standing Rock, Jerry was very involved with Standing Rock. And we always like to hear from some of our Global Peace Tribers. So, Jerry, you are on camera and would love to hear your story.
Yes, I would like to share some stories from the longest running prayer meeting that's ever happened in the United States. It was called Standing Rock. And I would like to just share with our tribe tonight a couple of miracles that happened while I was there. You might have known that we were bombarded the whole entire time by airplanes flying very, very low without any lights at night over our camp. And in the daytime, helicopters 24 hours a day in the daytime was above our camp. And one day, the greatest elder in our camp had called us all together for a meeting. And just to give you the idea, he had more eagle feathers on him than I've ever saw on another human being. Every arm, the whole length around his head, and then his hand, he had an eagle wing in each hand. And he asked us, I'm going to break down a little bit. He asked us to all move back from him because 8 busloads of young people had just arrived at Standing Rock, and he wanted to put all of them in the front row. So they asked me to go and sit with one of the elders a little bit back. And there was a helicopter over top of us that was so loud, we could barely hear the speaker over the PA system. And the elder said to me, look, 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 the white tail. Guys, you aren't going to believe this. Underneath of the helicopter, above our group, was an eagle hovering over top of all of our camp, underneath the helicopter. Another story that never made the news was they asked, the tribal leaders asked to have a bunch of the teepees moved right up on top of where they were going to put the pipeline through. We knew it would cause a lot of problem, but to make him happy, they moved 18 teepees within an hour up over top of the pipeline. Well, the police come and they said, you have till such and such a date to get these teepees out of here or we're going to take them out. Now listen to this, guys. So the police came, sheriffs from all over the Midwest came with their guns and everything, and they were going to move us. The miracle that happened was hundreds of wild buffalo came and surrounded the police in their operation, and so they gave up. That day they went home. So just a couple of stories I would like to share with those who didn't attend Standing Rock.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so inspiring, Jerry. That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Hand up.
Well, that's I think that's a good lead into our prayer time. And we do prayer now every show. So I'm going to bring up Tiara and Desiree. If I can find her, there she is. And let's definitely dedicate at least part of this prayer. I don't know what you had planned, but definitely would like for us to really hold the vision for the work that Tamsin and Harry and John and Chief Harry and everybody that we've seen on the show tonight, hold the vision for that to come true. I want to put that forward, and I'm going to turn it over to the two of you now.
So as we hold this vision of one world being built in all that was come before, all that was here, all the wisdom, and reinventing all that's come in between, an architect of a new plan, that biodemocracy that encompasses the wingeds, the four-leggeds, the creepy crawlies, all the creatures, sentient, non-sentient, all of life. And we bless these leaders. We bless you for the work that you're doing, for stepping out, courageously continuing, being the voice for all those who are voiceless. And we know that there's movement happening. We can feel it. And we thank Mother Earth for blessing us. And we give all that love back into her, pouring that rainbow light love into Mother Earth and breathing up the earth rainbow into us as well. For we know that we all breathe the same air, we all drink the same water, all food nourishes as we give back nourishment as well. We thank Scott for providing this beautiful platform and all of us in this global peace tribe, this galactic peace tribe. Thank Patricia Ann for her courage and all that she and all those that have walked this earth prior to what we call civilization. And we ask that we be forgiven and that we be blessed. And so it is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Desiree, are you going to share anything tonight?
I'll do a little bit of light language. I am seeing rainbow light going over everything and golden sparkles just coming down, almost like stardust. With gratitude from our hearts, we thank you. As we open to divine and become one. We anchor in even that which is hidden in our hearts. To open up. The time is now. We are as one.
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, you know, more and more of us are having multidimensional experiences, near-death experiences, and it's especially close to my heart right now. Many of you know that 2 weeks ago I found my beloved dear friend and land partner deceased in his bathtub. He had watched our show, The Awakening World, the night before, and on that show, we had been talking about near-death experiences. And he and I had a whole talk about near-death, and he passed away the night after that. It turns out that there's a wonderful man who's going to speak in a moment named Dan Drayson, who made a movie a while back about electronic voice phenomena. And so next Friday night, November 7th, for any of you in the Bay Area, there will be an event at Sunrise Center in Corte Madera. It's a Lori Grace event. I'll be there. But we're also going to broadcast it out to all of you, our Awakening World audience. And so I'm going to play the trailer for Dan's film, and then we're going to have a little chat with Dan. And I'm hoping that all of you will choose to join us. But here's the trailer for his movie, Calling Earth.
I think the fact that we survive bodily death is a scientific fact. It's nothing to do with religion.
One day in the summer of 2002, Martha Copeland of Lawrenceville, Georgia, played back a sound recording she'd made earlier that day and heard the voice of her daughter Kathy disciplining her dog. That wouldn't have been so unusual, except that 6 months earlier, Kathy had died in an auto accident.
One evening, to my great surprise, with some equipment I was developing at the time, I heard a voice. I was really startled.
After the second or third test, I immediately got voices saying, "We are the dead, we are alive, we are able to think and to speak."
A brief definition of the electronic voice phenomenon, or EVP as we call it, would be the existence of voices of unknown origin which appear in tape recordings particularly, but could also be recorded in other ways.
It was the voice of my late father, and he addressed me with my nickname he used when I was a little boy.
Here was this voice that I recognized immediately as my mother.
Missing you, Cal. I know, great. Happy birthday. Love you. Happy New Year.
The voice then calls the experimenter's name, Konstantin Raudive.
This is Konstantin Raudive speaking. I'm as fine as a dead one can be.
The experimenter states that in his opinion, man cannot grasp the events after death with his intellect. A voice replies in German, kann. He can.
If somebody came up to me in the street and said, "There's nothing paranormal about EVP," I would say, "Well, I believe in experimental evidence. I've done at least 20 years and hundreds of experiments, and I know that it is a paranormal effect." Now, how many experiments have you done?
When the phenomena expanded into pictures, faxes, computer messages, actual phone calls, another term had to be coined, and that became instrumental transcommunication, or ITC, which basically means communication through instruments.
International conferences held in the United States and Europe have drawn ITC experimenters, scientists, engineers, psychologists, and medical doctors from around the world who share their experiences, present the results of their research work, and discuss methods for better understanding the nature and meaning of ITC.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, this is very clear.
Oh, check that out. That's totally him. Oh my God.
It's objective evidence. So it has changed our lives completely.
science appears to preclude the possibility of an afterlife, but science evolves and there's no knowing what possibilities may be acceptable to a future science.
Maybe it's a superstition, maybe it really happens. The only way to find out is to study the phenomenon and find out whether it happens or not.
We should be devoting enormous social resources to this question, not leaving it up to a matter of belief.
So we have the man who created this movie, Dan Drayson, is with us tonight, and I'm going to bring him up. Dan, I can tell already there's a lot of people very interested, and welcome to the Awakening World.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you so much for the invitation to be present with your community tonight. It's been wonderful. I operate in a parallel but slightly offset reality, and it's not a huge shift to come into yours here. Really appreciate it. And one thing, just as a complete aside, I so appreciate all the activity coming from New York City, because I'm from there. And years ago, I had to move to the West Coast to be in the right environment. And it's so wonderful to see that there's a fire burning there in New York. So anyway, so yes, we'll be presenting the whole film. It's a 90-minute feature documentary at Sunrise Center next Friday evening, and I'm looking forward to it. I've done a number of presentations with the film around the country and so on, and I love the Q&A sessions because I learned so much from the audience as well. So if you all can make it and would like to come down to the Sunrise Center, please do.
Now, are there ways, Dan, that as technology has improved, are there kind of new, improved ways since you made this film for people to connect with their loved ones on the other side?
That's a good question. There's a professor at the University of Western Ontario who's doing a study on text messages received on smartphones from the departed. I'm looking forward to the results of that study. There's been some controversy lately about using AI chatbots for communication with the other side, and I personally do not find that is working. And one of the reasons is that the chatbots are perfectly capable of completely inventing out of whole cloth, beautifully defined spiritual realities. And if someone can come up with something claiming to be a communication from the other side, which the chatbots cannot do, I'd be interested. But so far, I'm not impressed with it. Basically, the AI systems that we use they're basically language manipulators, and they have the entirety of the internet at their disposal. So if there's any information on the internet about anything, it can mimic it. It can, if you engage with it for a while, it will mimic your style, your attitudes, and almost mimic your brain because it's got all this information at its disposal. So the simplest technology, when it comes to instrumental transcommunication, the simplest technology tends to be the best and most reliable. It has less that gets in the way. There's no processing involved. You're basically picking up a signal, amplifying it, and reproducing it. That's very, very basic, and it's the path of least resistance. If those on the other side can, however they do it, create a little voltage in your tape recorder or your radio or whatever, it will be amplified and reproduced. It's very simple. The key, though, is, I mean, you have to have your technology in order, but the key is to have a heart connection with someone on the other side. That's the initial link. That's, plugging the cable in directly. And once you have that connection established, the chances of your getting results are greatly increased. There was a time when a lot of people were doing this in a coordinated way back in the 1980s.
It was an international organization that existed, and people were getting results like gangbusters. And then some fractiousness, some controversy developed within the organization. I think someone accused someone of fakery or something like that, and the contact field collapsed.
Mm.
And their people's the rate of success went way down.
Mm.
So people are still practicing it individually quite successfully. Some using, again, the simplest tools, radios, smartphone. There are smartphone apps that you can get that, and those are a bit controversial because they add certain kinds of noise, you might say, that are said to act as sort of a seed material for the voices to come through. And I feel two ways about that. But from my point of view, whatever works is what you do, whatever you feel most comfortable with. And if you can establish a track record over a period of time with particular folks on the other side, or messengers or guides or whatever, if it works, keep doing it. And I think what the main point of the exercise for me is that one of our top priorities in our lives now is to be bigger than fear. Because fear is ingredient number one of social control and all the rest of it. We understand that. And to me, all fear ultimately resolves to fear of death. And if we can just kind of erase that from the bottom line and maintain curiosity about what's on the other side rather than fear, we're already in a much stronger position to be ourselves, to be one with ourselves, and to be in better touch with our own inner being. So I hope that is.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a fascinating conversation. And again, it's just taking place on Friday night, November 7th. We're going to carry it through the Awakening World. I'll send out an email where you can get the link to our whole email list. But for those of you watching on Facebook or YouTube, or any of our audience members right now, just go to sunrisecenter.org, sunrisecenter.org, and then go to events and click upcoming events. And it's the very first one that comes up. Can we communicate with the other side through electronics? That's where you click. You're going to get the details, and you can join us live. I'll be there in Corte Madera. Corte Madera is just over the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco. Or you can join us online, and it'll be a really fascinating conversation. And Dan, thank you for taking some time to drop into the Awakening World. I hope you enjoyed our presenters tonight and what we do.
I have very much.
And stick around, because in a moment we are going to rock and roll and move and groove to Cornflower. You're gonna love it. All right. Well, we're winding down the show for the night. On Wednesday night, our upcoming show, I don't have a poster for it yet because we just added Veronica Monet. And I haven't made the new poster with Veronica, but we're going to be dealing with how to transform shame, the great human epidemic, shame, into a more life-affirming experience. And we've got some wonderful presenters, including Veronica Monet from the Shame Zone. She's written best-selling books about it. She's an extraordinary teacher. And then we have several other presenters as well. And that's going to be Wednesday night. So join us on Wednesday night. Thank you again to all of our presenters. And to wrap us up, as only he can, here's our beloved Cornflower.
Love you so much, Scott. Thank you all so much for just a deeply profound evening. I love getting called into this group and getting to be a part of the Global Peace Tribe. Something very significant tonight, y'all. So it is the 111, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, and just everything that was shared tonight just completely moved me. So thank you, Scott, for calling me in. Thank you, John and Summer and everyone who shared their gifts tonight and their hearts. All right, so you guys ready to drop in and shake it through your cells?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
His name is Julian.
everybody heal, everybody going on the floor, baby, heal, 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 everybody heal, everybody going, baby, and we all heal, 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 everybody heal, everybody going, baby, and we all heal, 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 everybody heal, everybody going, baby, and we all heal, 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 everybody heal, everybody going, baby, and we all heal, 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 everybody heal, everybody going, baby, and we all heal, 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 everybody heal, everybody going, baby, and we all heal.
Wow.
Oh,
Oh my
let's just give a
gosh.
lot of love, a lot of twinkle, a lot of juice to our beloved cornflower. You're amazing.
Coming right back
Wow,
at
wow,
y'all.
wow, wow, wow. That's the sound of a reverent revolution if I ever heard one,
I
boy.
love that, brother.
Wow, beautiful, Scott. What a great show, everybody.
It's wonderful.
man.
And I want to remind everybody that to go to cornflowermusic.com. And I really want to encourage you to join. Join his program, join his flower seeds, get a monthly music subscription. It's so important for us to support our musical artists. And so that, they know that they're going to have some money coming in. And Cornflower has been taking care of his mother for a long, long time. He's very devoted to her. And, we love him. And so click here, join now. There's different levels that you can come in at. And there's all sorts of subscription benefits. And I just really want to encourage, I'm going to accept your cookies.
Dang.
And yeah,
Accepting
let's
the
all
cookies.
come on in and support this beautiful, beautiful brother that we love so much.
We love you. I love you all so much. Thank you for co-creating the music tonight, and the music in you. Every cell of your body is singing and dancing. So even when you're in meditation, you are a beaming, bright symphony of sound and movement. It's a beautiful gift.
I'm bringing up all of our different presenters that are still with us tonight. I know some of them had to leave, but thank you to Desiree and Diara and Daniel Drayson, who we're going to see next week. And of course, to John and to Summer and to Chief Perry and Tamsin and Harry. Thank you, everybody. And beloved Cornflower, thank you so, so much. Hope to see all of you on Wednesday night. And remember, the clocks change tomorrow, fall back. And there you go. There's that sound effect. Take care, everybody. Much love.